Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on Dulé. Oh man, so many. I don't know. I got to stay in a positive mindset because I messed up some stuff. Messed up like 2 things that I realized I messed up at work today. And it's kind of got me in a negative kind of mindset where I got to help myself to correct that right now. So, well, yeah, I'm being more negative about it than anybody else. But deservingly so, because I need to hold myself accountable. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about something that I discovered on the internet because, you know, I've been looking at the phenomena of demyelating conditions or demyelating diseases, or you know, because when the part of nervous system that covers I don't know what they call it, your nerve endings, I guess, or your nerve strands, there's a thing called myelin, and it's in your brain a lot, right? It's in your spinal cord. So this can be affected by syphilis. It can also be affected by multiple sclerosis. And they have another condition that mainly affects men, young men mostly, young boys, called ALD. And I was looking up ALD, and then looking up ALD took me to a movie called Lorenzo's Oil. So I went on Amazon and I bought the movie. I bought the DVD. And Lorenzo's Oil, okay, the movie is called Lorenzo's Oil. So the movie Lorenzo's Oil is about a young boy who has ALD. His condition causes him to not be able to speak. He can't see. It's a condition that, you know, a few people have. So, and when you have it, you have about 2 years to live. Now, remember, I was talking about CWD, which is something that deer have, chronic wasting disease, which manifests in human beings as CJD, which, you know, the name of CJD is so weird I can't even pronounce it. But not all of these conditions, but many of these things affect your nervous system. They affect your brain. When you have CJD, which is like mad cow disease, or CWD, which a deer has, which is like mad cow disease, by the time your symptoms start showing, you only have about 2 years to live. Similar with ALD. ALD doesn't give you a lot of time, right? So I was watching a video today on a guy who had ALD. He tried Lorenzo's Oil. It didn't do anything for him. He eventually needed a bone marrow transplant, and then he was fine after that. So ALD, how ALD manifests itself is, or how it affects the human body, is when you have ALD, it's more, it seems to be something of a genetic or something like that condition. So what happens with ALD now? Oh yeah, the guy that I was watching a video who said he got the bone marrow transplant, he had it. It was hereditary. His uncle had it, so it's some kind of genetic issue. So ALD now, what happens is your body can't process long chain fatty acids, supposedly, and as a result, these long chain fatty acids accumulate in your body. Somehow those long chain fatty acids attack your myelin sheath, and that's how it damages your nervous system and can result in a lot of things that manifest themselves similar to multiple sclerosis, like blindness, paralysis, you know, stuff like that. So Lorenzo's Oil apparently is a combination of, I guess, short chain fatty acids. Let me not say that. I don't know that conclusively. Lorenzo's Oil, one of the major components which it is derived from is olive oil and what they call rapeseed oil, which is canola oil. So Lorenzo's oil is synthesized from olive oil and canola oil. So there's another oil that is synthesized from using those two things. I can't remember its name right now. It's something like terpinol or terpicoil or something like that. You can look up Lorenzo's oil and then you'll find it. So olive oil contains a significant amount of this terpicoil or whatever it's called. Surprisingly enough, olive oil from Italy contains about 3% of this specific oil, which is helpful. And olive oil from Palestine contains something close to 30%. Olive oil from Palestine contains the most significant amount of this this oil that I can't remember the name of, terpicoil or whatever it's called. Anyhow, the long chain fatty acids are like from my limited understanding, the triglycerides and probably stuff that occurs in like saturated fats. So when you have ALD, you can't process fats. Matter of fact, the fats in your body are attacking you also, which is weird to me. I don't really fully understand how that will work. But it gives some foundation to the quote-unquote Mediterranean diet, which everybody touts as so amazing, because Italy, Palestine, the whole Middle East, that's the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean Sea is right around that area. And people are growing olives over there, and people are drinking olive oil or using or cooking with olive oil over there. So they're Mediterranean people doing Mediterranean stuff, eating fish, eating omega-3s, from the, all that stuff like that. So being in the sun, being outside, farming, they don't seem to drink a lot of water though, probably. I don't know. But, it gives some additional support to using olive oil versus a lot of other oils. But surprisingly, canola oil was involved also. So most people say canola oil is it's not healthy. I think it contains a lot of omega-6s. Now, I don't know. Somehow it's beneficial. I'm not a scientist. I'm not the one that synthesized these things. But and I'm so late. One of the things. So what I'm taking away from it, olive oil is probably one of the best oils to use. I don't know about any support for canola oil. Now, what I did learn about canola oil is it comes in, the government regulates canola oil to make sure that not too much uric acid is in it. Consuming too much uric acid can cause you to have, to flare up your arthritis. It can also cause kidney stones, uric acid, which is strange enough. I don't really fully understand how that will work, but it causes it contributes to the formation of kidney stones, and it can flare up your arthritis. So I don't know, maybe you want to look into it, Lorenzo's oil. But I'm gonna check out the movie when I eventually get it and see what it's all about. So the people who the parents of Lorenzo, they seem to be people of means, because the father worked at the World Bank, and I don't know where the mother was working exactly, but they had enough resources to search until they found a doctor that could help them. yeah, I don't know what else to really say about it. The olive oil, check it out. Canola oil, I don't know about canola oil, but maybe it deserves a second look. Now, when it comes to I was trying to look up online short chain fatty acids to find out what the long chain fatty acids were, but I couldn't find a person on YouTube who explicitly discussed what a long chain fatty acid is. But from my, I don't know. So, yeah, so I don't want to go into too much because I don't have enough information. One thing they do mention a lot is that I think oleic acid is good to help, is a good helper for ALD. But you have multiple omega fatty acids that have the word oleic in them. For instance, sauce ondole contains I don't use stearic acid anymore. Stearic acid is inside shea butter. Shea butter is not really good for healing. But oleic and linoleic and gamma linoleic and beta linoleic, and you have different acids with oleic in them, and I don't really, I would have to refresh my memory to recall what all of that means. But I would say, and not all olive oils are created equal, as we learned. The next thing is that you want virgin olive oil. Virgin olive oil means that it's just pressed. It's cold pressed. It's not heated. It's not, I don't think it's processed with any kind of bases or strippers or any other chemicals to take something out of the taste of it or whatever. I think it's just, virgin olive oil is just straight up cold pressed, supposedly. But there's also fake olive oil, in the world. So I don't know, but you can buy. No. I don't want to make too many assumptions now. I'm making so many assumptions. I'm being too vague right now, so I'm not really being helpful. But what I would just want to say is, you might want to look into the omega-3s. So omega-3 apparently is an oleic acid, and it's from my limited understanding a simple chain fatty acid, and I would assume it helps to dilute or break up or balance out the long chain fatty acids, which we cannot process. I would also think that it's encouraging to use olive oil, and it's also best to stay away from the omega-6s, omega-9s, omega-12s. Even though, surprisingly, they say sunflower seed oil contains that element that starts with a T, that tea oil. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the word is. I can't remember the word. I'm so messed up right now. But anyhow, sunflower seed oil contains a lot of stuff. Me personally, regarding sauce ondole, whether it's in the oil form or in the butter form, I use all of the oils because the long chains, they help to protect your skin a little better, in my opinion. Some of these fatty acids we don't produce. We can only obtain them through our food. So as a result, it can't get to our skin because we're not eating it. So, some of these things, are in my cosmetic because it's good for topical use, but it's not necessarily the best for ingesting. It's not really the best for ingesting. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just look into it. Do me a favor. Look into it. Look into Lorenzo's oil. Don't look it up on YouTube because it's just a whole bunch of people making jokes and being flippant about a very serious disease and a very serious condition. Is it possible that maybe Lorenzo's oil can help people with multiple sclerosis? Is it possible that olive oil can help people that are deteriorating? Well, they said, I was watching one video and a guy said hemp seed oil is very good. Hemp seed oil, I put it up there with sunflower seed oil. I really like the both of them when it comes to topicals. I really like hemp seed oil as probably something good to ingest, but I don't think I've ever purchased one that was really any good, because the ones that I purchased for ingesting, my body didn't really take very well to them. So, cold pressed virgin olive oil, hopefully from the Mediterranean, southern as south as possible, hopefully from Palestine. I don't know if it's safe to drink because there's a lot of war going on over there, so I don't know if the food is contaminated. I don't know what's going on. I hope not. I hope that there's peace all over the world. That's really what I want. But that's really about it. Check out Lorenzo's oil for yourself. Don't go by what I said, because I didn't say anything at all that was useful. All right, I'm sorry about that.